All right, this is a little out of the ordinary content-wise for myself, but this is a simple DIY how to change your brake pads. Every car is going to look a little different, but this is the basic setup. Step one would be to get your car up off the ground, enough to take your wheel off, obviously. Step two, you should be using jack stands or like a secondary safe go in case this fails and the weight of your car falls, because if the weight of your car falls on this rotor or yourself, you are fucked. But I'm putting a lot of faith here in this one, but this is going to be a rotor. This is what the brake pads grind against to create the friction to stop your car. You're replacing the pads that are right here. And on the reverse side, there's a second pad back here. So there's going to be two pads per each wheel. Step one is to get this caliper off. So to do that, there's going to be one bolt here and then a second up top. I take the first one a little loose, and then you're going to loosen the top one as well. I've lost track of step numbers, but the next step would be to get both of these bolts off, and then you can loosen this caliper and take it off. So once you get this caliper off, this is your brake line right here with your brake fluid. This is a very important piece of your car. If you let the weight of this fall and snap your brake line, that is a heavy cost to yourself. So you need to make sure that this is being secured safely at all times. Like for example, right here, flat is okay, not like on top of this, because this is very thin and it'll fall, whatever. Like a flat surface that it's secure, it's not gonna get broken. It's getting windy, I hope the audio isn't too bad. But next step, I take a flathead and kind of like put it in between the rotor and the pad to get it out, because it's gonna be stuck in there kind of good. So just wiggle it out slowly, not like one side too much, evenly, just try to push it out. All right, this is my brake pad. This is side by side compared a new one to mine. I actually have a little bit of life left on this one and I should leave it on, but I'm already here. I'm just gonna put the new ones on and save these for later, because they're not too expensive, but they're not cheap, you know. If you got a good set, your brakes will also come with new hardware. So the hardware sits right here where the brake pads are, and you're gonna pop these out. There's one up here and below. It'll just pop out like that, and there's my dirty ones, and it'll come with new ones. A lot of the times, these pieces that come with your car will not always be the exact ones they put in here. So if it doesn't fit, it's okay. Use your old ones. Just try not to fuck them up too much, but mine are done. So in this case, these just popped right in here on the top and the bottom. Do not be fooled. It took me a little while to get these to fit in here flushly, but they are in here now. So now the next step will be to get this caliper back onto here, but this piece extends because the brake pads were worn down to a different length. So now we need to push this in, and there's a specific tool we need to use. Either clamps with your old brake pad, or I bought this. This one was 14 bucks. I'm kind of iffy on whether or not it will break, but in the past I've always used the old brake pad here and then a clamp, a C-clamp that screws. Okay, bear with me now. You're gonna wanna lift your hood and find your brake fluid and open the top. Just enough to like not be sealed tight, because when we push this caliper back in, what we're doing essentially is pushing the fluid back through the line, and it needs space to, like, basic physics, it needs space to go up. You know, you don't want to like push it when it doesn't have space to go. So it's always an easy, simple thing to just put the lid up so it's not airtight, so you don't fuck up the line. So I have my tool here, and I have the old brake pad against the piston right there, and you just spin it like that, and it essentially pushes these pieces back so you can fit it onto the space for the new brake pads. I need a GoPro to like hold it on my chest, but I can't record and do it at the same time. So, and I'm rotating the sides because this tool only pushes one side at a time, which is kind of stupid, but you need to make sure that these are being pushed back evenly so they can fit on there evenly, if that makes sense. All right, this is what it looks like after I rotated a few times, getting them all the way in like that. So now hopefully it fits around my new pads. So now we're gonna put this back down and see if it fits, which it does not. This is a cheaper way to do your brakes, not an easier one. So we're gonna go back in here, push these, compress these down a little more so they can fit over the pad. Okay, now it fits, thank God. And these here push in and out, so you're gonna have to push these in and get the hole over there. Same down below, it's not gonna fit flush. You have to push this in and then also push this over the hole while keeping this secured and recording the goddamn video. So I got this on. I put both of these in with a 14mm. This was the first two that we took out. Make sure this is secured. Your caliper is on there good, and then ready to put the wheel back on, lower this and do the other side. So hopefully that wasn't too long. Thank you for watching. Appreciate ya. If you guys want more shit like this, let me know.